connection you need? What are you doing every week that is filling your joy and life up with fulfillment and meaning and purpose? What are you doing every day and every week? Who are you spending time with that is making a difference in your life? What do you have in your life that is helping you grow and move forward and deal with challenges? It's like, let's say I want to lift up a heavier weight every week, but I'm not exercising. Will I be able to lift that weight? Will I be able to pick it up? I won't be able to pick it up because I haven't strengthened myself. What are you doing every week to strengthen yourself? What are you doing every day to uplift yourself? If you don't have that, how are you going to do it for other people? Raina says, thank you for doing this. It has helped me realize a lot of things, what I need to do better with my life. Stay amazing. Thank you so much. Don't disappear. We're still going. Leaving a relationship for 5 years has been hard, says Jessica Anthony, but we both lost our own love for ourselves, so it's distancing us. I need to work on that now to heal and learn to love myself again. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jessica. Everyone's saying the meditation was amazing. I'm glad. So here's what it means to love ourselves. The first thing we have to do is learn about ourselves. Learn about ourselves. How do you learn about yourself? You spend time with yourself. You ask yourself questions. You journal. You voice note. You actually take an interest in yourself. Just like you take an interest in people around you. When have you taken an interest in yourself? It's so important that we get to this very important point of learning about ourselves. Now, there are some great ways to learn about yourself. I'm going to give you 3 questions. The first question you ask yourself is, what am I genuinely interested in, passionate about, curious about? Secondly, and who are the people that bring me that? Secondly, what are the things that bring me negativity and no joy, and the people that bring me negativity and no joy? Let's become really aware of the people and things that we're curious about, that we're passionate about, that lift us up, and the people and things that don't give us that. Let's be really aware of that. Erin Willis says, this is so powerful. It's almost instant. Every time I make a decision that invests in me, an uplifted version of me, I feel so much better and I can show up for others in a more positive way. I love that. Exactly, Erin. You've got it spot on. Right? So recognize that. Love. First, learn about yourself. Now ask yourself, where do you go to learn about yourself? Because we didn't learn about that at school. No one at school taught us self-awareness. What do you have? Where is your space? Where is your community where you learn about yourself? The second thing, if you want to love yourself, is you have to be ready to open up to invest. You have to be ready to open and invest in your growth. Right? You have to be ready to invest in your growth if you want to love yourself. You have to be open to it. Open to investing in your growth. Tell me now, do you have an open mind to invest in your growth? Are you realizing that if you keep pushing, there is only so long you can go? Right? How many of you have experienced that? There is only so long that you can go if you just keep pushing and almost dragging yourself. Right? So we have to be open to invest in ourselves. The next thing we have to do is we have to have a vision for what it looks like. We have to have a vision for what it looks like to love ourselves, because that vision will pull you towards it. Instead of pushing our lives to where we want to go, we have to let our vision pull us, which means for a moment, visualize what it feels like to be getting the best directive, mentorship, coaching, guidance in your life to move forward. Just imagine what that would feel like if you felt you had a path. Just close your eyes for a second and think about it. How amazing would that be? Secondly, vision what it would feel like if you could consistently every day do the habits that will transform yourself. Visualize yourself right now waking up early. Visualize yourself right now waking up happy and grateful. Visualize yourself right now starting the day and saying, this is going to be a great day. How amazing would it feel to build those consistent habits? And now keep your eyes closed and visualize what it feels like to have an incredible community with you, what it feels like to be pushing forward with a group of people with you. And open your eyes. To love ourselves first means to learn about ourselves. Then it means to be open-minded to invest in ourselves. Then it means to have a vision and visualize what that feels like. Because we've forgotten what it even looks like to love ourselves. If you haven't loved yourself for a long time, you don't know what it looks like anymore. You don't know how to remind yourself. That's why we have to think about. We have to visualize and vision what that feels like. And the fourth and final way to love yourself, right? What is the fourth and final way to love yourself? Is to extend yourself to others. Extend yourself to others. When we expand and extend ourselves to others, our self-love grows. So that is love, L-O-V-E. Learn about yourself. Open to invest in yourself. Vision and visualize and extend and expand. That is how you create self-love. You learn about yourself. You open to invest in yourself. You vision and visualize and you extend yourself to others. I am loving the comments. I'm loving all the hearts flowing through the screen now. Yvette, this is beautiful. Yvette goes, every time I think I've invested in myself and getting to know myself, there is another level I can discover. It takes work every day. Yes, consistent habits. Thank you, Genius Community. Yvette, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Lisa says, when we meet someone, we ask them questions and inquire and spend time with them. I get what we need to do that with our own self. Absolutely. Dvani Palmer says, this lockdown has been one of the most powerful, most purposeful time of my life, going within and doing the inner work. I'm so happy to hear that. Vanessa says, it's hard when you have no community because they were so toxic. How do we find a new community? I'll be speaking about that in a moment for sure. Vivek says, I want to join your community too. Being willing to be vulnerable is a big step in loving yourself. Working on this is Judy. Absolutely. And that's that openness. That's what I mean, actually. You've really hit the nail on the head there. That openness to investing in ourselves, which requires vulnerability. Thank you for sharing that, actually. That's really powerful. Amazing. I'm so happy that this is benefiting you. I'm just reading your comments and absolutely, absolutely blown away. Amazing. I'm glad you love the acronym. Ali Harris says, I've decided that as of tomorrow, June 1st, I'm going to take away all mirrors in my bedroom so that I go by how I feel, not how I look. Ali, that is incredible. When we were monks, we didn't have mirrors there, and it was powerful for sure. So thank you for sharing that. I've never been told to love myself. This is so powerful. You've changed my life with your teachings. Thank you, Lovey. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Belinda. I really, really appreciate that. That's a funny message. I've never been told that before. Belinda just goes, just love your lives. I only wish I could put you in my pocket and carry around with me. Belinda, thank you for that. I've never heard that before. I'm still learning so much right now, says Dagna. This is incredible. So that is how to love your life, right? That is how to love your life. Now, the other side of it is we see so much pain in the world. We see so much suffering in the world. We see the world needing so much help. So we go, how can I just love my life? And that's where service comes in. But self-love gives us a foundation with which to serve. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to do one before the other. We do both at the same time. You're giving yourself self-love every day and you're serving every day. They all, like I said, extend. The last E in love was extend and expand. So let's talk about that now, about how we build a service. You can serve in two ways. Either through your passion or through your pain. So let's say your passion is photography, but you now go and take powerful pictures that uplift people and inspire people. Or let's say that you're pained that there are so many children in the world that don't get to eat, or you're pained by the incredible racist acts that we all see right now, and you're like, I need to make a stand, I need to make a difference. That is how we serve. We stand up for what we believe in, and we stand up for our passions and use them in a way to serve other people. That is that extension of ourselves, right? Enam says, love. I can't wait to start off the next half of the year with this positive energy flowing daily. Speaking out my vulnerabilities is liberating. Exactly. So think about this. It's so powerful to extend ourselves into that service in the world. When you feel you're part of the solution, the problem will not feel as big. Because when you get close to the solution, when you become a part of it, when you take a role in it, when you take leadership in it, you start to see how much you can achieve. When you're on the sidelines, you just don't know. Right? When you're on side, it's like when you're watching a game of football or tennis or whatever sport you're watching, it's easy to sit on the sidelines and be like, he should have done that, she should have done that, they should have done that. It's very easy to do that. But you feel so distant from it and you feel like you can't have any impact. You're like, oh, I wish I was on the field. If I was on the field, I would have done that. If I was on the field, I'd be doing that. If I was the coach, I'd be doing that. Well, that's how it works in life. If we sit on the sidelines as spectators of our own life, we will always think that he, she, or they should have done something. But when we step onto the field ourselves, when we become a part of the solution ourselves, we no longer become bystanders. We no longer just become spectators. We see the real spectacle change before our eyes when we get involved. We can't just be spectators and commentators giving advice on the sidelines without actually getting involved. Right? Without actually making a difference. Tomorrow begins the first day of the rest of my life. Thank you, Jay, says Desiree. Thank you, Desiree. And here's what I want to... So today we've talked about love. Learn about yourself. Be open to yourself. Vision and visualize what it looks like to have the community, have the consistency, have the coaching in your life. Extend yourself. And like we just talked about now, there are two paths to service, pain or passion. And inside that, let's not be spectators about the change we want to see in the world. Let's not be commentators about the change we want to see in the world. Let's actually get on the field and make a difference. I am so good right now. I am passionate and I'm excited and I'm happy. And I'm giving you all my energy. And I want to transition right now. Actually, I just saw a comment from Kimberly saying, I'm going to join the Genius community. It'll be like feeding my soul, not going to sit on the sidelines anymore. So what I'd like to do now is take this opportunity from the bottom of my heart, with all the love that I have, to invite you to my Genius community. Now, I know a lot of you have been asking about this, and I told you I would tell you about it today. So I'm going to put the link into the comments right now. And I know some of you are already going to join anyway, and you already know about it. Just want to make sure I get the link right here. Putting it in. I want to make sure that I send you in the right direction. Okay, so I'm going to pin it to the top of the comments. So here's the thing. A few years ago, about nearly 3 years ago now, I had this vision that I believed that we could create a community of conscious change makers. I believed that we could create a United Nations on the internet. I believed that we could create a group of people that wanted to transform their lives and transform the lives of others. People who wanted to invest in their growth, people who wanted to make huge changes in their lives in 5 key areas. So we all have 5 areas of our life, and the Genius community is based on helping you transform these 5 key areas. Physical, how we feel about ourselves physically, what we can do to become physically better, right? Physical. Second one was mental. How we feel mentally, how we process things intellectually. Emotionally. How do we connect emotionally? How do we work on our relationships, right? Financially, how do we manage our money? How do we become better at investing, at entrepreneurship, at being business people, at being good at our jobs? And finally, spiritually, how do we create practices and habits that support our trajectory? So the Genius community is based on enhancing your lives in these 5 areas: financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. If you want to improve in any one of those areas, if you want coaching and guidance and leadership in any one of those areas, our Genius community is built on that. Now, what I would encourage, I know a lot of our Genius community is live with us right now, and I would encourage you, if you're a Genius member, what I'd love for you to do is just share a short paragraph of the change that Genius has made in your life, and this will help everyone who's